kitchen's hot.
Oh, what, Essie?
I said that kitchen's awful hot. Those new candies I'm making, they just won't ever cool.
You need to make candy today, Essie. It's such a hot day.
Yes, well, I've got a bunch of new orders. See, Ed went out and got a bunch of new orders.
My, this keeps on, I'm supposed to be opening up a store.
That's what Ed was saying, but I said no. I want to be a dancer.
The only trouble about dancing is that it takes so long. You've been studying such a long time.
Yeah, only 8 years. After all, Mother, you've been writing plays for 8 years. We started about the same time.
Yes, but you shouldn't count the first 2 years because I was learning to type.
I think the candy's hardening up now, Miss Essie.
Oh, thank you, Reba. Mother, I'll be back. I want you to try one.
Finish the second act, Mrs. Sycamore?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you finish the second act?
Well, I got Cynthia entering this monastery.
She was at the Kit Kat, wasn't she?
Well, she gets started at the Kit Kat Club, and then there's this monastery, so she stays.
You mean she stays all night?
Well, I made it Visitors Day, so of course, anybody can stay.
Oh.
So, she stays on Visitors Day.
How long does she stay for?
She stays 6 years.
6 years? My, I bet she was the monastery wide open.
6 years later...
Mr. DePinna?
Yeah?
Mr. DePinna, will you bring up one of your new skyrockets, please? I want to show them to Mrs. Sycamore.
Sure.
Look, Penny, at these new firecrackers. We sell them 10 strings for $1.
Yes. Paul, were you ever in a monastery?
No, I wasn't. Wait till you see these new skyrockets. Gold stars and blue stars and bombs. And then a balloon. Mr. DePinna thought of the balloon.
Sounds lovely. Did you do all of that today?
Sure, we made up... Oh, here we are. Take a look at this new skyrocket. We make them for 18 cents and sell them for 50. How many do you suppose we can make before the 4th of July, Mr. DePinna?
Well, we've got 2 weeks yet. What day are you going to take the stuff up to Mount Vernon?
About a week. We're going to get a larger booth this year, though. Got a lot of stuff made up. Come on, we're not through yet.
Look, Mr. Sycamore, I'm afraid the powder chamber is a bit too close to the balloon.
But we got the stars and the bombs in between.
But that don't give the balloon enough time. A balloon needs plenty of time.
Come on, let's go down the cellar and try it.
All right.
Mr. DePinna, if a girl you loved entered the monastery, what would you do?
Oh, I don't know, Mrs. Sycamore. It's been so long.
Is Miss Alice going to be home for dinner tonight, Mrs. Sycamore?
Oh, I don't know, Reba. She don't say.
Well, I'll set a place for her, but she hasn't been home one night this week.
Yes, I know.
Miss S is making some mighty good candy today. She's doing something new with coconuts.
Uh-huh, that's nice.
Let's see, 6 and Mr. DePinna, and if Mr. Kolenkov comes, that's 8. Yeah, I'll just set for 8.
You know what, Reba? I think I'll put this I'll put this plate down and I'll work on the war plate.
The war play? Ooh, I always like that one. Boom! Boom!
Mother, they're not hard yet, but I'd like you to try one.
Looks lovely. What do you call them?
I think I'll call it a love dream.
You know what, Essie? I think I'll work on the war plate. What do you think?
Oh, that's fine, Mother.
I just can't get out of this monastery.
Well, you'll figure it out eventually. Remember that time that you got out of the brothel? Oh, the snakes look hungry. Has Rita fed them?
Oh, I don't know. Reba, did you feed the snakes yet?
No, Donald's coming over today, and he always brings flies with him.
Oh, you better be sure to feed them before Grandpa comes home.
Yes, ma'am. Boom!
Would you like another love dream, Mother?
Yes, I think I will.
Mr. DePinna was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder.
Love dream, Father?
No thanks, I gotta wash.
Paul, I think I'm going to work on the warplane.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, we're gonna put red stars after the bomb, and then the balloon. That ought to do it.
Father, Mr. Kolenkov says I'm his most promising pupil.
You'd think with 40 months in wonder that something should happen.
Essie! Hey, Essie! Listen to this!
Oh, I don't like it. Is it new?
No, it's Beethoven.
Oh, it's got a lot of you in it. I finished those new candies earlier today.
Oh, you did?
Yes, you should be able to take them out later on.
Alrighty. Oh, now, listen to this. This is the finish. This is me. How was that?
Oh, it was fine, Ed. Remember later for when Kolenkov comes.
I will.
Ed, why don't you and Essie have a baby? I was just thinking about it the other day.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we could have a baby if you wanted us to. What about it, my little sugar bunny? Would you like us to have a baby?
Oh, I don't mind if Grandpa doesn't.
Let's ask him.
Okay, war play, labor play, sex play. I know it's here somewhere.
I was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder.
Anything you want printed, Mr. DePinna? How about some more calling cards?
No thanks. I've still got the first 1,000.
Well, call on somebody, will you?
All right.
What have we got for dinner tonight, Reba? I'm ready to print the menu.
Let's see, cornflakes, watermelon, some of these new candies Miss Essie made, and some kind of meat, I forget.
I think I'm going to set it up in bold-faced Cheltenham tonight. You know, if I'm going to take around those new candies, I better print up some descriptive matter after dinner.
Ed, do you think anybody reads those things that you put in those candy boxes? War play. Oh, here's the war play. Poison gas. Oh, that must be Donald.
Oh, the boyfriend, eh, Reba?
Look at her smile. They're awfully cute, Donald and Reba.
Hello, Reba.
Donald!
Hello, evening, everybody.
Hi, Donald. How you been?
Oh, I'm pretty good, Mr. Ed. How you been, Mrs. Sycamore?
I'm fine, Donald. Donald,
Yes, ma'am?
were you ever in a monastery?
Oh, no. I don't go no place much. I'm on relief.
Oh, I see.
Here's a fires we caught a big mess on today.
You sure did!
Oh, I see you've been working, Mrs. Sycamore.
Yes, I have.
How's Grandpa?
Fine. Oh, he's over at the commencement exercises.
My. The years starting to roll around.
M-E-A-T. What's he go there for all the time, Penny?
Oh, I don't know. It's so handy, just around the corner.
Oh, Donald. Mr. DePinna and I are going up to Mount Vernon next week. Do you think you can give us a hand?
Yes, sir. Only thing is, I can't take no money for it this year. The government finds out how I'm working. They'll get sore.
Oh. Ed! I had a wonderful idea in the bathroom just now. I was reading Trotsky. It's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, I left it there.
What?
You know, Trotsky. The Russian Revolution.
Oh.
Anyhow, it struck me. It was a great fireworks idea. Do you remember the last days of Pompeii?
Oh, yes, Palisades Park. That's where we met.
Well, I'm going to do the revolution. A full-hour display.
Say. Ooh, the red fire's the flag, huh?
Sure, the Tsar and the Kazakh.
And the freeing of the slaves!
No, Donald. The Russian Revolution. Hello, Grandpa.
Well, sir, you should have been there. I'm telling you, you should have been there. That's all I can say.
Was it a nice commencement, Grandpa?
Wonderful. It gets better every year. You know what? You don't know how lucky you more to be snakes.
Big class this year, Grandpa? How many were there?
Must have been 2 actors, yes, sir. And much funnier speeches than they had last year.
If you want to hear a good speech, you got to hear Fire of the Vibe. Amen. Amen. No? Okay.
I can wait. They'll have them at Columbia.
Don't the graduates ever say anything?
No, they just kind of sit there in their cap and nightgown and get their diplomas. And along about 40 years from now, they suddenly wake up and say, "Where am I?"
Hello, Grandpa. Have a fine day?
Hello, have a fine day. Don't I even get kissed?
Excuse me.
I'll take a tomato, too.
Father.
No, thanks.
Father.
You know, I could have used a couple of these this afternoon. Play something, Ed.
Oh, all right.
Grandfather, a letter came for you. Did you get it?
A letter from me? I don't know anybody.
Oh, well, it had your name on the label.
Well, that's funny. Where is it?
Well, I forgot.
Well, who's it from? Did you notice?
Yes, the label said it right on the front.
Well, who was it?
It's the United States governments.
Really? Wonder what they wanted.
Oh, well, they've sent a couple of them. This isn't the first time.
Well, if any more come, I wish you'd give them to me.
Yes, Grandpa.
You know, I think I'm going to go down to Westchester tomorrow and do a little snake hunting.
God is the state. The state is God.
What's that?
God is the state. The state is God.
Who says that?
Trotsky.
Oh, that's all right. I thought you said it.
It's nice for printing, you know, good and short. Ooh, G-O-D space I-A-S
So the
space.
beautiful princess came into the palace and kissed her mother and kissed her father and kissed her grandfather.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Grandpa. And they turned into the Sycamore family. Surprise?
Oh, Alice! I like it!
Do you?
Is it new?
Looks nice and summery.
Where'd you get it?
Oh, I took a walk during lunch hour.
Well, you've been taking a lot of walks lately. That's the second new dress this week.
Oh, I just like to brighten up the office every once in a while. Known as the K. Francis of Kirby and Company. Well, what's new around here in the ways of play, snakes, ballet, dancing, or fireworks? Dad, I'll bet you've been down in that cellar all day.
Huh?
You know what, Alice? I think I'm going to work on the war play.
Really, Mother?
Ed, play Alice that new Beethoven thing that you wrote.
Oh, yes, yes.
You know, you can give a man a letter all the way from Nicaragua now for 2 cassettes.
Really?
Kenneth, my virginity is a priceless thing to me.
Listen, people, listen! I'm not home to dinner. A young gentleman is calling for me.
Who is it?
It's the boss's son.
Where?
The boss's son? Just like in the movies?
Just like the movies.
What's his name?
He's vice president of Kirby and Company, Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.
I bet that's where you've been getting all those new dresses, isn't it?
Oh, and why you been not coming home to dinner for 3 weeks?
Oh, why, Sherlock Holmes.
Are you going to marry him?
Oh, of course. Why, tonight. Meanwhile, I have to go up and put on my wedding dress.
Is he handsome?
Yes, in a word. Oh, dear. What time is it?
Oh, I don't know. Anybody know what time it is?
It was
Mr. DePinna might know.
It was about 5 o'clock a couple of hours ago.
Oh, I ought to know better than to ask you people. Will you let me know the minute he comes, please?
Yes, dear.
Yes, I know, but the minute he comes.
Why, of course.
Well, be sure.
God, isn't that
She
nice?
seems to like it if you ask me.
I'd say so. She's got it bad.
That's a big Oh, never mind. You got it. How do you do?
How do you do?
Welcome to our little home. Well, I'm Alice's mother, and that's Mr. Sycamore,
Hi.
and Grandpa, and Essie, and Mr. Carmichael. Oops!
I'm afraid you must be making a mistake.
How's that?
My card.
Oh. Wilbur C. Henderson, Internal Revenue Department?
That's right.
What can we do for you?
Is there a Mr. Martin Vanderhoff here?
Yes, sir, that's me.
Well, Mr. Vanderhoff, the government would like to discuss with you about a little matter of income tax.
Income tax?
Now, you might want to take a seat.
I'll go right ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Sycamore. Oh, excuse me.
What is it, Mr. DePinna?
These things aren't going off. Look.
Not here, Mr. DePinna. Grandpa's busy. Oh. Pardon me.
Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, we've written you several letters about this, but haven't had any reply.
Oh, well, that's what those letters were.
I told you those letters were from the government.
According to our records, Mr. Vanderhoff, you have never paid an income tax.
That's right.
Why not?
Well, I don't believe in it.
Well, you own the property, don't you?
I do.
And you've been receiving a yearly income from it
Yes, sir.
of between $3,000 to $4,000.
About that.
You've been receiving it for years now.
Well, absolutely. 1901 if you want the exact date.
Well, the government is unconcerned from 1914 on. That's when the income tax began.
Well,
Well, it seems, Mr. Vanderhoff, that you owe the government 24 years back income tax.
Wait just a minute here. You can't go back that far. That's outlaw.
Yeah!
What's your name?
What difference does that make?
I don't know, ever filed an income tax before?
No, sir.
Ah! Then what was your income last year?
$28.50. Is that right, Essie?
Yeah. $28.50.
If you please. Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, you know there is quite a penalty for not filing income tax.
Penalty?
now, Mr. Henderson, let me ask you something.
Well,
Okay, suppose I pay you this money. Mind you, I'm not saying I'm going to pay it, but just for the sake of argument, what's the government going to do with it?
how do you mean?
Well, what do I get for my money? I go to Macy's, I buy something, I see it, there it is. What's the government give me?
Well, the government gives you everything. They protect you.
What from?
Well, invaders. Foreigners that might come over here and take everything you've got.
I don't think they're going to do that.
If you don't pay income taxes, they would. How do you think the government keeps up the Army and Navy and all those battleships?
We haven't used battleships since the Spanish-American War. What did we get out of that? Cuba? We gave it back. I wouldn't mind paying if it was something sensible.
Sensible? Well, what about Congress and the Constitution and the President? We've got to pay them, don't we?
Not with my money, no, sir.
Whoa, now look at here now. I'm not here to argue with you. All I know is that you have been paying income taxes and you've got to pay it.
They got to show me.
We don't have to show you, but I just told you. All those buildings down in Washington, interstate commerce and the Constitution.
The Constitution was paid 4 years ago. Interstate commerce, what is interstate commerce anyhow?
There are 48 states. See? And without interstate commerce, nothing can go from one state to the other.
Why not? They got fences?
No! They don't got fences. They have laws. My God! I've never dealt with anything like this before.
You know, Mr. Henderson, I might pay about $75. That's about all it's worth.
You'll pay every cent of it, like everybody else.
Essie, listen to this, listen to this.
And another thing, if you don't pay income taxes, you'll go to jail. Do you hear that? That's the law. If you think you're better than the law, you got everything coming. You don't better than anybody else, and the sooner you get that to your head, the better. Here's the United States government, that's all I can say.
Look out for those snakes!
How was that, Essie?
Oh, it was private.
How did that sound to you folks?
I liked it.
Oh, he was mad, wasn't he?
Oh, it's not his fault. It's just that the whole thing is so silly. Oh, what size is that hat?
7 3/4.
Oh, just right for me.
Well, who was that fellow anyway?
This must be Mr. Kirby.
Better make sure this time.
Yes, I will. Hello, how do you do?
Oh, good evening.
Is this Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.?
Yes.
Well, come right in. We've been expecting you. This is really Mr. Kirby. Well, I'm Alice's mother, and that's Grandpa, and
Hello.
Mr. Sycamore,
Hi.
and
Hi.
Essie, and her husband, Ed Carmichael.
Howdy.
How do you do?
Now you know all of us. Give me your hat and make yourself right at home.
Oh, well, thank you.
This way?
Oh, of course.
Have a seat.
Is that Mr. Kirby, Mother?
Oh, yes, Alice, it is. It's lovely.
I'll be right down.
Oh, thank you. I hope I'm not keeping you from dinner.
Oh, no. Have a tomato.
No, thank you.
Oh, how about a piece of candy?
No, thanks.
I forgot to introduce Mr. DePina.
Hello.
This is Mr. DePina, Mr. Kirby.
How do you do?
How do you do? Wasn't I reading about your father in the paper the other day? Didn't he get indicted or something?
Hardly that. He just testified before the Securities Commission.
Oh, I'm sure there was nothing crooked about it, Mr. DePina. As a matter of fact, Alice was telling me what a lovely man your father is.
Oh, well, I know Father couldn't get along without Alice. She knows more about the business than any of us.
So what's it like being the vice president of such a big company like that?
Well, you know what that means. Vice President. All I have is a desk with my name on it.
Is that all? Don't you get any salary?
Well, a bit. More than I'm worth, I'm afraid.
Well, you're just being modest.
Sounds kind of dull to me. Wall Street? You like it?
Well, the hours are short, and I haven't been there that long.
Just out of college, huh?
Well, I knocked around for a while at first, you know. Sort of had fun.
What'd you do, travel?
For a while. Then I went to Cambridge for a year.
England?
That's right.
Say, what's an English commencement like? Did you see any?
Oh, very impressive.
They are, huh?
Well, anyhow, now the fun's over and I'm facing the world.
Well, now I suppose you're all ready to get settled down and get married.
Now, wait a minute, Penny. I'm sure Mr. Kirby knows his own mind.
I wasn't make up his mind for him. Was I, Mr. Kirby?
Oh, that's quite all right, Mr. Sycamore.
You see?
Mother, you mustn't rush him.
Well, all I meant was that he's bound to get married, and what if the wrong girl gets him?
Well,
Well, here I am. Attention indeed. Apparently you've all had time to get acquainted.
Oh yes, we're just having a delightful talk about love and marriage.
Oh dear. I'm sorry I came down as fast as I could.
darling, I don't mind in the least.
There's a flies in the kitchen. Oh, Miss Alice, you look beautiful. Where are you going?
I'm going out, Reba.
Stepping up, huh?
Oh, that must be Mr. Kolenkov.
Well, I think we'd better be going, Tony.
All right.
Grandpa, you take some of your cornflakes? I forgot. Half and half, Donald. Ah, my little Rabishka! That's Kolenkov, all right.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Grandpa, what do you think? I have had a letter from Russia. The second 5-year plan is a failure.
Mr. Kolenkov, I practiced earlier today.
Oh, my Pavlova.
Well, if you'll excuse us, Mr.
Ah, my little Alice. Never have I seen you look so magnificent.
Why, thank you. Tony, this is Mr. Kolenkov, SC's dancing teacher, Mr. Kirby.
How do you?
How do you do?
Will you pardon us, Mr. Kolenkov? We're going to the Monte Carlo Ballet.
The Monte Carlo Ballet? It stinks!
Well, excuse us. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. So good to have met you all.
Goodbye.
Monte Carlo Ballet.
Oh, isn't Mr. Kirby lovely? Come on, let's have dinner.
You know, he's a nice fellow, didn't you think so?
Oh, and so handsome.
Yes, and he had such nice manners. Did you notice, Paul? Did you notice his manners?
I certainly did. You're getting pretty personal with the boy.
Oh, now, Paul. Anyhow, I think he's a very nice young man.
Oh, he looked like a cousin of mine. But, Gigale, then you had the ballet.
Anyway, if they got married, we could have the altar right where the snakes are. You wouldn't mind, Grandpa, would you?
Not if the snakes don't.
No, they'd have to get married in a church, you know. His family and all.
That's
Oh, I
true.
like the
Quiet, everybody. Well, sir, we want to come together and give thanks for everything you've done for us. Really, all we ask is that we go along in our own special way and be happy. We all want our health, but of course, we leave the rest all up to you. So the second 5-year plan is a disaster, huh, Kolenkov?
Catastrophic. And wait until they try the third 5-year plan.
Anyhow, I think his family is going to want to come. Imagine Alice marrying a Kirby.
Oh, it's exciting.
I'll play the wedding march on the xylophone.
What have we got for dinner? I'm hungry.
Of course, just stepping inside a theater gives me a thrill.
Well, it's been so lovely, Tony. I hate to have it over.
Oh, it's over? Do I have to go right away?
Not if you don't want to.
I don't.
Would you like a cold drink?
Oh, wonderful.
I'll see what's in the icebox.
Okay.
Want to come along?
Oh, I'd follow you to the ends of the earth.
Just the kitchen is enough.
Oh, say, I like it. You've done it very simply, haven't you?
Yes, we didn't know whether to call it Empire or Neo-Grecian.
So you settled for Frigidaire?
Yes, it's so easy to live with. Lucky you're not hungry, Mr. K. An icebox full of cornflakes. That'll give you a rough idea of the sycamores.
Of course. Never could get these bottled and make them for singer midgets. Never could get all over my coat.
I'll take mine in a glass, if you don't mind.
Oh. All right, there you are. A foaming beaker.
Anyhow, it's cold.
Now, if you please be seated, I'd like to offer a toast.
We are seated.
Oh, Miss Sycamore, to you.
Mr. Kirby, to you.
You know something?
What?
I wouldn't trade 1 minute of this evening